What is going on, everybody? We're here. We're live. The stream still doesn't have a name. We still don't know what this thing's going to be called. All we know is it happens at noon every Wednesday. That's about all we got. We'll just call it the Nooner from now on. But considering it's just two dudes, it might be a little bit weird. Jeremy,
that is true. That is
how
true.
you doing?
Good. Programming note, because I'll be away next week. So Ryan, if you want to host this again on your channel and get somebody on, because I won't be here. So I just want everybody to know that it'll be on this channel if it happens. So yes, I'm doing good. I'm really excited for the impending announcement of Donald Trump joining the Rippaverse. I'm very excited about this.
Should we just look at this right now?
We should just jump right into this. We have breaking news. Trump. I love this man so much. Trump has a special announcement tomorrow. So he made a special announcement to announce the special announcement today. I don't know what it's going to be, but politics with RK Cobra, says Lulu. RK Cobra's not bad. Trump is so great.
So Benny, breaking. Trump teases special announcement tomorrow. Says America needs a superhero. It's 14 seconds. Here we go.
America needs a superhero.
I love Trump so much.
Now listen, we roasted people like AOC and things like that for them doing these self superhero comics and stuff where they're the heroes. I don't know what this is. I've got no idea. Is he going full like crowdfund comic book campaign? I don't know. What's your guess as to what this is, Jeremy?
I really don't know. And I can't I love it though because it's Trump. He has a way of being charming and funny, even though it's cringe as hell. What he's doing is cringe. It's a cringe thing. It's a cringe announcement, but because it's Trump, it's so good. I mean, this first thing you would think is he announcing his VP, which makes absolutely no sense. That's the first thing you would think is he announcing a VP, which makes no sense. And I don't think that's even remotely close. So I'm wondering if this is some type of maybe initiative or policy that he says that he wants to lay out, like the foundation of what America needs and how he wants to approach that. I don't know. Obviously, there is a rivalry between him and Ron DeSantis. Right now, Ron DeSantis is just quietly, cool, calm, and collectively just making announcements that are just kind of crushing it. I mean, all of the things, and we're going to talk about that in a little while. So I'm wondering if Trump sees that, and Trump is wanting to kind of do his own kind of version of like, here's what we need to do. We need to do this because I mean, DeSantis is in a position where he can actually affect things with policy and actually make things happen, whereas Trump is not in that position. So it's more so about laying out initiatives and agendas. So I'm wondering if that's what it is, but I have no idea.
I'm not sure. I tend to believe he's announcing a little comic book thing and it's going to be used as like, kind of funding, like a fundraiser thing. I got no freaking idea, to be honest with you. We'll see. You are right about DeSantis, though. DeSantis is quietly, he's not taking part in any of the sniping back and forth. He's just doing things. He's going after COVID vaccine manufacturers. He's going after people like BlackRock, right? Like ESG funding. He's going after a lot of stuff because he's in a position to do it. He's in a position to govern right now. And that's what he's doing. And it's awesome if you're living here in Florida for sure. But it remains to be seen what the grand scope of things is going to be. In terms of announcing a VP, it's weird because this is not a normal election cycle. A normal election cycle, Trump would announce his candidacy. A bunch of other people like Mike Pence or Pompeo will announce their candidacy. They'll go through a primary. And then, when that primary is when it's kind of realized who's going to be there, who's not going to be, then you have people announce their VP picks.
Yeah.
Like that's usually not a long way out, but this is a different one. You don't have a former president running like this hardly ever. So it's a crazy situation for sure.
So you really think that the comic book is a possibility? A crowdfunded comic.
Not like crowdfunded, but I mean, like he's making a comic book and he wants people to buy it, and you know, it'd be like a 20-page comic, and you pay like $30 or $40 for it, and just to raise campaign funds. I don't know, man.
I hope not, because he's not hurting. Like money is not a thing he needs. You know what I mean? He doesn't. He can raise money. He can raise money better than anybody. So to do a comic book feels even more cringe than anything else Trump has done. Like, I don't know.
It's art.
What if it looks like a meme somebody made.
Well, for sure. But they put laser eyes. It's got freaking everything. It's a nice little intro.
I mean, to be fair, if he does release, as Joe Voss says, MAGA Man, I will support the project financially.
The thing is, like, America, he's already, like, if he's talking about himself, he's already announced his candidacy. Like, he's not talking about like himself, but who else would he talk about? I
will 100% support his comic too. Like day one, I'll be like, take my money, Trump.
Yeah, it is going to be the next issue of ISOM. This is the next part of the Rippaverse. Eric July partner with Donald Trump, so we'll certainly see what happens there.
Oh God, this is so funny. What about maybe again? We're just going to speculate here for a minute. What if he's returning to Twitter? No, I don't think that's a possibility. But, I mean, again, all I can do is speculate. What if he's announcing that, hey, you know, we need to battle against all of this. This platform is important for everything that we're doing for saving America. I've finally made my decision, and as much as we love True Social and we're going to remain there, we're also going to, I don't know. I have no idea what this could be. This is the genius of Donald Trump. Look at everybody's going to be speculating on this dumb shit that he's doing now for the next 24 hours because it's so cringe, the announcement. Like, I'm excited. I'm excited because I'm like, what is he doing?
And if it is, now I just want to know what the comic book is going to be about. Like, what is he going to be doing in it? I'm already committed that it's a comic book. I'm pretty Donald Trump is launching a comic book. But what is it going to be? Who's he going to be fighting? Is he just going to be like punching Joe Biden and Hillary? You know what I mean? He's going to be lasering them. Are they actually going to be like reptiles in disguise or something? You know what I mean? Who knows where they could go with this? There's a lot of big things they could do.
Okay,
but,
on a percentage, you think Trump? What's the percentage you think it's actually a comic book?
60%.
60%. Okay. I mean, here's what I was going to show you right here. And everybody knows I've been sharing this a lot, but I mean, who wouldn't buy this? If this was the cover of Trump's comic, who wouldn't buy this? Like, I would buy that. I'd buy that. Come on. A comic where Trump is saving all the babies from Hillary and the Democrats. I'd buy that in a second. That should be the cover of Trump's comic right there. That's the cover. Demon Hillary. Trump saving the babies.
And there should be a picture with Joe Biden with 2 children running the other way. That would be the other thing that needs to be added to the cover. But yeah.
We need to do. I don't know if Steph can do a poll in the chat to say, would you support Trump's comic book financially? Yes or no?
I'll do a poll real quick. I don't know. Let's see. Engage with your audience. Start a poll. Would you buy a MAGA Man comic?
MAGA Man.
There you go.
Oh,
we'll let it go a couple minutes here. We'll let it go a couple minutes. A MAGA Man comic, Donald Trump.
I love it.
Flash for $10 over on the Streamlabs side says the elephant in the room is, has anyone even asked LeBron what he thinks about the Twitter files and his boy Yoel Roth? You know, maybe we should talk about that. The Twitter files have continued to drop, not every day, but it seems like every couple days we're at least getting some information. And of course, so much of the focus has been on the removal of Donald Trump. And it turns out that Yoel Roth, someone who is head of Twitter's, health and safety or whatever it was for such a long time, He was a big reason why all this happened. He was a big reason in convincing everybody else that they need to remove Donald Trump, despite the fact that they themselves admitted Donald Trump violated no Twitter rules. And despite the fact that they left several other heads of state up on Twitter across the globe that did far worse things than anything Donald Trump is alleged to be doing. Yep. And now Yoel Roth is, he's just the victim, guys. Former top Twitter official forced to leave home due to threats amid Twitter files release. Twitter's former head of trust and safety has fled his home due to an escalation in threats resulting from Elon Musk's campaign of criticism against him, a person familiar with the matter told CNN on Monday. To be clear, the campaign of criticism is revealing all the things that Yoel Roth did. Like, that's what the campaign is, revealing what Twitter did. And
yes,
ironically, it's coming from CNN, the same people who doxed someone that made a meme of them and Donald Trump, to be clear.
Yep.
So
this is the definition of fuck around and find out. And Yoel Roth is I mean, again, they don't want to talk about the Twitter files at all in terms of the substance until they can build a fake identity politics narrative around it. Notice how they don't have any stories about what libs of TikTok is dealing with right now. Notice they don't want to talk about the doxing and the harassment and the threats, the direct threats in name. We have a name. We have accounts that we can point to that shows that they are directly threatening the libs of TikTok creator over and over again, doxing her, threatening her. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about all of these Twitter files. Who do they want to talk about more than anybody on the planet? They want to talk about Donald Trump all the time. And now we have literally the biggest political story we have seen in a long time surrounding who? Donald Trump. And they don't want to talk about the substance of it. But as soon as they can build a fake victim narrative around the person that is involved in all of the horrible decision making that led to the banning of President Trump, and now we have proof that he did nothing wrong, they don't want to talk about it. And it's the same song and dance, man, every single time.
They're just so focused on Elon Musk. They're trying to make him into this absolute villain. This came out today. Shout out to Steph for sharing this with me right now. Breaking: prominent attorneys are investigating whether Elon Musk lied on his application for U.S. citizenship. If it shows that he lied anywhere on the application, he could be stripped of his citizenship and deported. We're going back to like Obama birther stuff now. Like that, that's what is going on from the left in their desperate attempt to smear Elon Musk. But back to Yoel Roth, these are the things that are coming out about this dude. His own words, his own tweets, his own statements. Breaking: former Twitter exec Yoel Roth argued for minors' access to adult internet services in his PhD thesis. Here's the quote: "It's worth considering how, if at all, the current generation of popular sites of gay network sociability might fit into an overall queer social media landscape that includes individuals under the age of 18. And of course, Elon sent this tweet out, replying to Eliza Blue. Looks like Yoel is arguing in favor of children being able to access adult internet services in his PhD thesis. This is after a series of very disturbing tweets saying, I don't know how to tell the difference between the sound of an orgasm or a toddler crying. That's something that Yoel Roth said. What else did he say? He asked if teens could meaningfully consent to sex with teachers back in 2010. Like,
and this is a guy,
messed up dude.
Yeah, and this is the guy who was behind the scenes, essentially running Twitter, along with Vagina, and they were the ones that were holding that they were banning people for using the term groomer. These were the people that were behind that narrative. These were the people that were pushing all of the agendas and everything what was being accused. What were we accusing Twitter of and the powers that be of? The very behavior that is being proven. And now that we are being proven right, now the narrative is shifting to try and pretend to put these weirdos in a victim role.
Yeah,
look at this freak.
Look at this stuff. My secret dirty Twitter account now at least 60% dirtier thanks to its new picture at Otter Terrific. And that's this guy right here. Or here you go. Agree, retweet Otter Terrific. Muscle bear with beard hot. Muscle bear with beard holding a child inexplicably hotter. A member of my cohort at Penn has proposed to co-founding a blog called Hackers and Porn. Needless to say, I'll be writing the porn side. Like, you wonder why we call these type of people groomers. You know what I mean? Like, look at what they're advocating for children. And Yoel Roth has a history of this. And now he's sitting there, he's turning around playing the victim after what he said is being revealed. Now, of course, we're not advocating that anybody, threaten him or do anything like that. But this is the reality. When there's stuff out there like this, people are going to be mad. And someone certainly called this early on, didn't they, Jeremy?
That's right. Donald Trump back in 2020. Here we go.
Here's one. This is the arbiter. This guy is the arbiter of what's supposed to go on Twitter. He's the one and he used CNN as a guide. CNN, which is fake news. He uses CNN as a guide. His name is Yoel Roth. And he's the one that said that mail-in balloting, you look mail-in. No fraud, really? Why don't you take a look at
we'll let Trump finish that one up.
Send out, like in California, millions and millions of ballots to anybody that's breathing. Anybody in California that's breathing gets a ballot.
But Mr. President, that's not true.
So here, excuse me, wait a minute, I'm not finished. So here's your man, and that's on Twitter.
So and as someone who was living in California during I think I was still there for that election. I was not registered to vote in California. I was registered to vote in Indiana because I was in the military. So I voted Indiana the entire time I was in the service, but I was stationed in San Diego. I got sent 5 ballots to my house and I'm not registered to vote. I could have filled them in, just sent them in. Nobody would have known any different. So just to kind of back up what he's saying there about mail-in balloting. But yeah, Yoel Roth, absolute piece of shit, getting exposed big time in a lot of these Twitter files.
Yeah, and it's so good to see this happening because, again, these are the people that were behind the scenes controlling the narrative of the public conversation out there. And now seeing how Elon Musk has flipped that, and now watching how the mainstream and the left have turned Elon Musk into Trump now. They're going to investigate every single thing they can possibly find on him now. And again, I think it was pretty interesting how you brought up the Obama birther situation. Like, this is exactly what Trump was doing to Obama and how they found it to be so highly offensive and racist. And so I can't believe he would question these things. And now they're doing the same thing to Elon Musk. And it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay now. It's totally fine now.
And Matthew Hammond in the chat brings up a great point. We should never forget the Hillary campaign was responsible for the Obama birther story. That does sometimes get lost in everything. But yes, the Twitter files drama continues. Elon Musk fighting a lot of battles right now. And Yoel Roth playing victim, saying we're under attack. We're having to flee. Me and my gay boyfriend, we're having to flee because of the things I said have now been revealed to everybody. Yeah. Pathetic.
Absolutely pathetic.
The poll did end. It was 78% yes, 21% no. So there you go. We got a lot of support from MAGA Man comic.
MAGA Man comic.
Ipo for 10. This week in woke. Loving the midday streams, guys. This week in woke. That's a pretty good one, actually. Yeah, we want it to be something that will encompass. It doesn't necessarily have to be named after us or anything like in with our name. It just has to be something that's, hey, we're gonna fucking like straight talk, no bullshit about political issues. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I don't know really what that means. We're not very creative fucking people. You want me to share this?
Really? Yeah. So as we were talking about, libs of TikTok right there. If I was Yoel Roth, that's Yoel Roth's Twitter handle. This will be front page, or this will be national news. And you've got tweets. So this freak right here is the one that was threatening libs of TikTok.
Yeah, this person said,
right here.
Yeah, here it is. Yeah.
Yep. So it says, this is no joke. I will hunt you down in LA. I will sell you into human trafficking and kill all of your friends and loved ones if you don't deactivate this account. And this is that's the individual right there. Very, 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 very just
scary.
Very solid foundation, this person right here. I mean, clearly, what a fucking freak, man. Wow. So shout out to libs of TikTok. We love libs of TikTok.
That's nuts. Stay-at-home dad for $10. The Nooner, brought to you by Astroglide. Hey, if Astroglide wants to be a sponsor, I'm totally down for it.
I like Cleon's. Wednesdays without drunk 3PO with Ryan and Jerry.
Straight into the point.
Just The fact that Jay gets named in a show he's not even on would be the most Jay thing ever.
Dustin the Grim for 5. Have you heard of the comic Kamen America? Pretty good comic and worth your time if you want true escapism. Kamen America. I don't know if I've heard of that. Doesn't necessarily ring a bell. But thank you, Dustin, for the advice. I was told we need to react to this. Now we know that Jimmy Kimmel is one of the biggest woke losers in the world. His audience has completely been destroyed after he decided to go full on political. He even said, I don't care. I don't care that my audience is being destroyed because I just constantly attack right wingers and nothing else. But apparently he had something to say about Elon Musk last night. I have not watched this yet. It's 1 minute and 38 seconds long. So here we go.
The new world's greatest boss, Elon Musk, announced that his Twitter will soon increase their character limit from 280 characters to 4,000, and will be changing the name of the company to Facebook as well. Elon Musk.
Now, just real quick about that. How do you feel about that in general, Jeremy?
I don't like it. I think the small characters, the small 280 characters actually is, it works. It makes it easy to digest, easy to react, easy to consume, easy to have a quick conversation. When you start adding longer stuff, to Jimmy Kimmel's point, I mean, his joke is kind of funny because it's kind of true. It turns it into more of a Facebook style thing at that point.
Remember when it went to 280 characters and people were just posting 280 characters to annoy people with how long it was?
Yes.
Like, think of that, but times a million. I personally think it's not going to end up being like that. I think probably what's going to end up happening is it'll be, whether it's like a twit long or some sort of form, it'll be an easily integratable way to put out things like that without it disrupting your feed that much. But
I hope
we'll
so.
see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Seems to be intent on filling the troll hole vacated by Donald Trump, because yesterday he wrote, "My pronouns are prosecute and Fauci," which, on top of being small-minded, lowest common denominator garbage and spreading false and dangerous conspiracy theories against a doctor who works for our good, is also just a terrible joke. It's like a joke generated by AI. It doesn't make any sense. The structure's wrong.
No one's pronoun. None of these made-up pronouns make any sense. Zer, does that make sense to you? Jimmy Kimmel, does it make sense for an individual to be referred to as they, them? That's the entire point. That's the entire point of these ridiculous comparisons, whether it's I identify as an attack helicopter or whether pronouns are prosecute Fauci or not.
Yep. So we have to respect doctors, but not sitting presidents of the United States. That we never do that, Jimmy. No. But we have to respect a doctor that pushes the right narrative. I wonder how he feels about doctors like Robert Malone and other doctors. Wonder how he feels about those doctors. What do you think about them, Jimmy? Do we suddenly have to respect all doctors, or is it only the doctors that line up with our narrative? Suddenly now doctors are just this protected class that we can never criticize when it comes to Fauci.
Yeah. What a piece of shit.
Rhyme with anything relevant? No, there are too many syllables. It's exactly the kind of joke you'd expect from a guy who named his son after the bottom row of an eye chart. But for some reason, some people like him. This weekend, a young guy came up to me, very nice guy. He said, "You got no love for Elon, bro?" And I was like, I said, "No, I don't, but it's not just Elon specifically. I have a problem with any richest man in the world who comes to this country to casually slander a doctor who devoted his entire life to protecting our children from HIV and COVID."
How many times have we seen that's gotten exposed that Fauci is a lying piece of garbage? That he lied about masks, that he lied about the vaccine, that he lied about AIDS way back in the day. Like, he lied about gain of function research. He is a liar. And, I don't know what Fauci's entire history was in terms of what he's been working towards his entire career. I don't honestly know. I do know that when you look at the past couple of years, he has loved the spotlight. He's loved doing these Disney documentaries and all of these things, even though people can't stand the man and people despise the man. He craves the attention. He wants the attention. He wants the control.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that Jimmy Kimmel's just he's going to die on this hill, the Fauci hill, and you can easily do that because it is definitely a hill that you will die on, because Fauci is, and as I think you talked about this last night on Main Event, but you talked about with the Twitter files, and how you think that Elon Musk is basically prefacing what's to come with the Twitter files, and that there's going to be information about COVID and Fauci and some of the information and the decisions and the narratives. So again, Elon Musk, whatever your opinion of him is, one thing that cannot be disputed, and this was never disputed before, by the way, he is a very, very, very smart person, and a very, very smart person. And everything he's done with Twitter is kind of a marketing kind of way that they've released stuff. Him doing this Fauci stuff, there's more to it than just him taking a shot at Fauci. So the Twitter files, we're anticipating there's going to be a lot more with Fauci. And so the fact that Jimmy Kimmel's willing to die on that hill is really funny. And I can't wait to see how this all plays out.
Yeah, we'll finish that in a second, but since you brought it up, Elon Musk teases new Fauci revelations in future Twitter Files installment. And, all of this really started when on that tweet, my pronouns are prosecute Fauci. Here's the Hodge twins. Let me guess. You found messages between Twitter execs and our government, Fauci and team, pushing for censorship of anyone that didn't go along with their narrative on COVID. Elon Musk, you get the trophy. And it wasn't even just that one. There was another one here where there's Scott Kelly responding to him. Dave Lee, will this be explained in a new Twitter Files part? Elon Musk, yes.
Boom.
1000%. This isn't just random.
Nope.
It's not just, he's not just making a joke that he saw on Reddit or 4chan or whatever. And people acting like Elon Musk, calling him like small-minded and calling him stupid, like
it's wild.
It's crazy to me that the same people that are sitting there sucking Elon's cock, right, for Tesla and all this stuff, all these great things he did on SpaceX, Tesla, now they're saying, well, he's just an idiot because he has opinions that you don't agree with now.
Yep.
I get 20 more seconds of this.
And Zika and swine flu and Ebola disease while you're off playing grab ass with Trump and firing rockets into space to prove your penis works. It's just a general, it's not specific. So the answer is, as long as he's attacking and spreading lies about decent Americans he's been doing his best to protect the world since before this vomit casserole was born.
Oh my God.
I got no love for Elon, bro.
I love how now we're attacking immigrants, right?
Yeah.
That's what Jimmy Kimmel's doing. He's like, you come into this country and you do this.
Yeah.
It is so funny how these narratives change overnight from these people. The woke mind virus is real. Elon is 100% correct about that. Jimmy Kimmel has it bad.
He does. He got a severe case of TDS. And maybe we have to rename it the EDS, Elon Derangement Syndrome, because it's, again, it's the narrative, the download has happened. I still feel like Trump and Elon and DeSantis all need to figure out how to get on the same page in some capacity. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but maybe that's Trump's comic. Maybe Elon and Trump, or maybe Elon and DeSantis make an appearance in his comic that he's announcing tomorrow. But the move with Elon and him buying Twitter is one of the most important moments of the last several years with all of this nonsense going on. And they're losing their minds over it. They really are. They are having a tough time. The left wing narrative, they are breaking down right before our very eyes. It's a glorious thing to watch.
Yeah. Where did I go? Jimbo. What's up, Jimbo? For $5. Y'all should name your show We Got News for You. That's pretty good.
That is pretty good, actually.
Quantum DeLorean for 10. Hey, Jeremy and Ryan. Arby's started making their own cheeseburger, and I was wondering if y'all tried it yet. I tried it. It's really good.
Really?
Arby's cheeseburger.
Wow.
The thing is, if I go to Arby's, I'm going for the roast beef and cheddar. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about this a little bit. We don't want to turn this into a food live stream, but years ago when Hardee's used to, that was the roast beef was their thing. And then they made a switch and they were like, the last place you would go for a burger is now going to become the first. And I was like, that's nonsense. But Hardee's has actually really good burgers too. So I'll try them. I'll try it.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. I'll have to at some point. Gabriel Knight for 2, suggest title for the stream, not Woke Wednesday. Yeah, that's a good one. G-Man for 5. Kimmel's eyes constantly look like they're crying, even when the rest of his face isn't.
Yes.
It's weird. It's weird how that's happening now to him. I don't know if it was always like that or not. I don't feel like it was, at least.
That's the leftist. That's just the leftism, just bleeding out of his eyes, his tears.
Matrix and Roadshow for 10, just supporting guys, cooking lunch now while listening, from John Matrix. Make sure you guys sub to the Black and White network, whether you're talking black and white on sports, black and white news, politics, Matrix and Roadshow, everything. Those guys are freaking awesome. And they're constantly pumping out content. Jimbo for 5. It's only a matter of time before we get Orange Man bad, Rocket Man bad, and Florida Man bad all in the same news cycle. That's pretty much what we're doing now. You know what I mean? That's pretty much what we have now. And you know, some days it's worse than others for some of those guys, but all of them at some point have been just like target number one. Death Santis. Like the name Death Santis that got given to Ron DeSantis simply for keeping Florida open. And now he's going after these vaccine manufacturers. That's a big deal.
It's a huge deal.
And when we talk about this rivalry right now between DeSantis and Trump, that's a big sticking point with, I think, some Trump supporters, are the vaccines. And for a while, we saw Trump getting reactions, getting booed a couple times when he would bring it up, you know, Warp Speed and getting the vaccines out there, just because it was such a no-go at those moments when he was talking about it. And he hasn't talked about that anymore. He's really taken that off any of the talking points.
Yeah.
But DeSantis now going after those manufacturers could be perceived to Trump as actively taking a dig at something he accomplished. So I just think that's going to kind of accelerate some tensions between them. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, right now it's obvious that his vaccine stance has been a thorn in his side, and I don't know who's surrounding Trump at this point in time. I think that's been a question we've always had about Trump. Who's in his ear? Who's talking to him? Who's telling him what's going on? But it's obvious that in the last couple of months, he has really dialed back that conversation about that. I personally just think Trump will continue, though, like talking about it, because it's in his DNA to brag about anything that he feels he was involved in. And as DeSantis moves more in the direction he's moving, that's going to create a really interesting dynamic, because I'm still of the belief that head to head, no one can beat Trump as far as the Republican side of things. I don't think anybody, not even DeSantis, but as DeSantis continues to do what he's doing a masterful job at how he's handling this. And if Trump's coming out with comic books, that's going to be interesting. So
I think it's really tough for us to get a good idea of what the entire country feels like. You know what I mean? Because I will acknowledge, I feel like we are in a space that is not super able to understand everything that's going on with people. We see the people in chat, but of course you guys are people that maybe mainly agree with our stances and things like that, and you're also tuned in. But to the average everyday person out there, I don't know what the reality is. You can't trust these polls that are out there. We've learned that very clearly. But we're so tuned into every little thing that happens, and I don't think that's the way the majority of people in America are. So I really do wonder what that would look like. What a DeSantis-Trump matchup looks like in a primary. And and I've said multiple times, even if DeSantis did win, I think that Trump would not let him win a general. You know what I mean? Whether that's by running third party, whether that's from, telling all of his supporters not to support DeSantis, whatever it may be. So I don't know. It's going to be a fucking mess, man.
It's going to be wild, but I still fully believe that at some point in time, they're going to be able to put this behind them one way or the other. They have to. It has to happen. And again, DeSantis was a big supporter of Trump, obviously, after Trump endorsed him and helped him win. I mean, I'm sure that there's been conversations behind the scenes with Trump, with DeSantis, and some of the more establishment of the Republican Party about him positioning. I'm thinking that's what rubbed Trump the wrong way about those conversations, which I totally understand. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm all in on Trump. Trump 2024, Trump forever. I love Ron DeSantis, and I want to see Ron DeSantis become president as well down the road. But it's all about Trump right now.
Over on Streamlabs for $3 from Left Coast Keyboard Warrior. In Sacramento, they love the governor. Yeah. Now we all did what we could do. Now Twitter files do not bother me. Does your conscience bother you? Tell the truth. Let me read that again. In Sacramento, they love the governor. Now we all did what we could do. Now Twitter files do not bother me. Does your conscience bother you? Tell the truth.
I don't understand.
I don't really know what you're talking about, Left Coast Keyboard Warrior. But thank you for this, for the donation. I don't know if I'm missing something in there, but I appreciate it. Mark Hendricks for $5. I can see some of my own family members falling for mainstream rhetoric. A lot of people are clueless and still believe the news. Oh, it's a song. It's Sweet Home Alabama.
Oh God, really? Well, when it's not saying, I don't know. You know, you can repeat lyrics to me all day long, but unless it's actually in tune, I won't pick it up. So
I get it.
Oh, the yeah.
Sacramento.
The
the governor. Yeah.
Okay. Ryan, read it now in Ryan voice again, and now let me formulate the song.
All right. In Ryan voice.
Yeah.
In Sacramento, they love the governor.
Yeah. So
now we all did what we could do. Now Twitter files do not bother me. Does your conscience bother you? Tell the truth. All right. That makes way more sense. I was like, I couldn't fucking, like, just reading it normal, I could not tell what that was supposed to be at all.
Oh, that's
there
so
we go.
Good.
Because Bug Eye for $25. You highlighted my chat last week about Donald J. Trump and Ron DeSantis running. I reread the 12th and got some clarity on it. You were right, and I apologize for spreading fake news. Also, I miss the way he says China. Well, no problem, man. Yeah, that's like a super, like, that's a very popular held misconception. So I wouldn't even say you're spreading fake news or anything. I just, like, a lot of people believe that. I believe that for quite some time until I looked into it, just because it's so weird.
How about this one? How about this one?
But thank you for the super chat, because Bug Eye, and appreciate you being a good sport.
How about
here you
this?
go.
We're also praying for the people of Puerto Rico. We love Puerto Rico.
Such a weirdo.
We are also praying for the people of Puerto Rico. We love Puerto Rico.
I don't know why he said it like that. I don't know why he fucking said it like that. Puerto Rico. But
Steph said he says it so seductively.
yeah, like he's trying to fuck the country. I don't know. We got to talk about this a little bit. I don't think that we are the most knowledgeable people on this subject by any way, shape, or form, but it's something that needs to be talked about. It's in the news right now, and it is a pretty big deal, especially involving the Democrats. FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried arrested in the Bahamas at the request of the United States. Now, that in and of itself would be a headline for sure. This dude's been like, after everything that happened with FTX, after everything revealed behind that, he's just been doing interviews and panels and answering questions and everything, while, the United States has taken effectively no action. Well, the reason this is such big news right now is because it's raising a couple people's eyebrows. Bankman-Fried arrest day before congressional testimony raises eyebrows. Sam Bankman-Fried was expected to field questions from Congress about the FTX debacle on Tuesday, but that was before his sunset arrest. This is after Maxine Waters was saying, "Oh, we're gonna make him answer all these questions. He's gonna have to answer for what he did." After like being on camera hugging this dude, probably taking a ton of money from him, all these things. This fake ass shit from the Democrats, from Maxine Waters. They had to be worried about him actually going under oath and testifying in front of Congress. They didn't want that to happen. So they got him arrested the day before it was supposed to happen.
The
What
day
a joke.
before it is. And again, I don't understand crypto. I don't understand all of this stuff. I don't understand how this dude was a big time billionaire. And then I can't process all of this. What I do know though, is that there's obviously some shady stuff going on, and it typically, as normal, ties back to the Democrats. Not solely, by the way, though, because there's Republicans involved in this too, because Republicans are pieces of shit as well. But dude, this guy, man, like I cringe at some of the stuff I saw. I cringe at the Tom Brady videos, that's out there now. You seen the Tom Brady video over there in the Bahamas? Have you seen that one, Ryan?
Yep.
God, where he like walks away after Tom Brady mentions TikTok.
We're gonna make some TikToks, all that stuff. Sam, where you going?
Yeah, it's so bad. I guess Giselle was involved in this. You had Clinton. You had like all these major politicians,
from athletes, entertainers. Everybody was in it because the crypto space is blown up. People see it as a way to get a lot of money, and they're doing promotions and stuff like that. And all of it came crashing down. And the extradition, everything is going to be interesting because the extradition process in the Bahamas, they do have an extradition treaty with the United States. However, if someone contests it, it can be a really long, drawn out process. I don't know what's going to happen. Sam Bankman-Fried wants to be put on house arrest while that happens. I'm sure he does. He says, I've got $100,000 in the bank, but he's got billions offshore that he stole from a bunch of people. The judge has denied him bail as of this point. But of course, the question on everybody's mind, does Sam Bankman-Fried make it to the United States? Does he make it to a prison cell here? And even if he does get into a prison cell here, does he get killed? Like, these are legitimate things. Over the past couple weeks and months, we've had 3 crypto billionaires happen to die. Some of them in accidents, some of them like, oh, this person drowned after they said that Mossad and the CIA were after me. Another person died in a helicopter crash. Like, some weird stuff going on. Sam Bankman-Fried is in a tight spot right now, and they killed Epstein in front of our eyes. Let's be real. So, are they going to do the same with SBF?
And it's a very high possibility. But the fact that he was, again, this just shows how they have little to no respect for the American public. They arrested him the day before all of this was going to happen. And they just expect people to just accept it and not even see how obvious it is. And again, Maxine Waters is such a terrible person. Those interactions on Twitter are so disgusting, and it's so staged. It's so staged how they interact with each other. You know what I mean? And again, this is why they're so upset that Elon has control. This is why they hate Trump. This is why they hate DeSantis. It's why they hate anybody with a working brain and a slight bit of common sense. But yeah, the crypto side, I don't understand all of that. I'm not sure I ever will understand any of that. But it's clear that there was a lot of corruption going on in this situation.
This person, big part of it right here. His face. God, Maxine Waters. I'm not sure how she continues to get elected, but somehow it happens. Must be with a bunch of that FTX money. Must have helped a lot with her reelection. But had to talk about SBF a little bit. I wish I knew more about that entire situation, and I just don't. I just sure I can even so I know what FTX is. So FTX was a cryptocurrency exchange platform. Now, what you could do was you could kind of convert it into FTX's own token as a way to either hold it there or things like that. But obviously they were taking all the money that they were holding there that should have been available for people to withdraw at any point in time, whether people held Bitcoin, Ethereum, whether it was their own FTX coin, whatever it may be. You know, that money should be there if people want to withdraw. But unfortunately, they were operating exactly like banks do, exactly like what crypto is supposed to be fucking avoiding. They're operating exactly the same way that banks can get in trouble for, where they didn't have all the money. They were doing other stuff with this money. It wasn't actually all there. And when people came to ask for their money back, it was fucking gone.
Yep.
So
she does look she did look like James Brown in that picture too, by the way. Maxine Waters like James Brown.
I think a major problem with crypto is that it's now become a way for people to get rich. And it's that was never the intention of crypto, from my understanding. The intention of crypto was to have something that would be easily transferable that you could use to purchase anything in the world. It wasn't to make money on it. It wasn't to like put it in a stock or something. It was meant as a way to fucking buy and sell things internationally, under the radar, not like all this stuff. And it turned into a get rich quick scheme for so many people involved. But I don't know.
Yep.
Hayden for $20. Hail Ryan, Jeremy, and chat. What's up, Hayden? Good to
What
see
up,
you,
man?
Chef Nick Nero for $5. Ukraine got money from US to put in FTX. FTX funneled it into the government. Yeah, there's this big flow chart between America giving money to the Ukraine giving money to FTX giving money to Democrats. It's weird.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Let's see what this is here. Is this real? Oh my gosh. New York Post. Look at this headline. Harry Plotter. What the hell? CryptoCon SPF embezzled billions for Dem donations and real estate, begs for bail because he's a depressed vegan. So, to make it clear, he said that he needed to go out on bail because he has medication that he needs to take, including Adderall and something else, and he needs a vegan diet.
Oh my God.
So those are the reasons why he requested bail.
Oh, what a pathetic piece of shit, man. What a pathetic piece of shit.
How could anyone trust somebody that looks like that?
I know.
That's what I wonder. Speaking of not trusting somebody, I don't know how anyone could ever trust somebody that looks like this.
Yeah.
We talked about this story a couple weeks ago after the Biden nuclear official Sam Brinton was charged with stealing luggage, just going up, walking up to the little the thing that goes around at an airport, grabbing luggage that wasn't his, walking away with it. And it wasn't an accident because he continued to use that luggage. He even wore the clothes that he found inside the luggage for months. Then it turned out it wasn't the first time he'd done that. Multiple instances across the country. This freak, this non-binary freak, this Brian Stelter looking motherfucker, this guy was stealing luggage and then wearing the clothes as if there were any warning signs that maybe he was unhinged. But now, finally, quietly, we may add, Sam Brinton has been fired. Non-binary Biden nuclear official Sam Brinton fired after multiple luggage theft charges. The Department of Energy has fired a top nuclear waste official who happens to be non-binary, has been accused in a string of luggage thefts. Sam Brinton is no longer a DOE employee. By law, the DOE cannot comment further on personal matters. Oh, well, that's very convenient, isn't it? How does anyone hire this person for a job within the government?
You know, I know it's funny that the person got fired, and I'm glad that the person got fired. It's honestly depressing to me that this psychopath even had this position to begin with. And it just kind of shows you how bad things are with the Biden administration. This is a mentally unstable individual, bottom line. That's what's going on here. And when I say mentally unstable, I mean mentally to the point where it's dangerous for other people, very dangerous, especially for children. This person was elevated and celebrated. Not the only person in the Biden administration, by the way, that's been celebrated and elevated that clearly has a mental handicap. There's another one in this picture, by the way, in the bottom right corner. But it is a wild that we have ended up in this situation. Holy shit. Look at these freaks.
Like this, like pictures like these in and of themselves should be disqualifying for a multitude of jobs. Like just straight up, no, we're not going to hire. You're mentally deranged. You are a problem waiting to happen. And of course, this is just going to say, hey, Democrats, this is what your women look like.
Yes.
Right? Conservative women are hot. Democrats, this is what your women look like somehow, some way. But Sam Brinton, I guess, is going to have to find another job, maybe at Starbucks, something like that. No longer is he working for the Department of Energy. Never should have been there to begin with. An absolute disgrace of a person.
And I love how the New York Post article said, Sam Brinton, who happens to be non-binary. No. That was why Sam was hired. That's why. because that's what the Biden administration wanted. They elevated this person based on that. They didn't just happen to be that. They were given the position because they identified as that. That is a fact. Holy shit, man. It's depressing. It's truly depressing.
It's ridiculous. And that's what happens when you hire people based on who they fuck or what their pronouns are, as opposed to their actual qualifications. We got a big $50 super chat from Hayden. What's up, man? $50. So there's a lot to talk about how SBF and his girlfriend went to MIT, but he and she both seem dumb. Look who their parents are. Her dad worked for the SEC. I believe his mom, an owner of a PAC and works with Dems, has for years. Deep dive worthy. Yeah, I know that his mother is deeply involved in the Democratic Party. I'm not 100% sure what her dad does, but yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Did that sex tape ever come out?
I don't think so, from what I hear, and I'm glad, because I never had to see it on my Twitter feed or anything like that. There was a lot of memes that were pretty bad, though, but to my knowledge, I don't think it ever came out. I'm not sure, though.
Yeah. But either way, yes, it's very disturbing, Hayden.
I'll ask Az. I know he'll know for sure. So.
He will know. Dermy Wormy for 2. That's just Brian Stelter in makeup. It looks like it. Bruce for $5 says crypto was meant to have decentralized individual banking and payments after the 2008 crash and bailouts of the banks. Yeah, and like, when have we seen, bank runs and things like that? It's from banks that are operating like the same way that the FTX was, which is crazy to me. Mark Wilkins for 10. Cryptocurrency makes banks obsolete if everybody uses it. The Fed and other powerful people don't like that, so they're trying to take it down any way possible. That's 100% true, but like, unfortunately, it's funny because, like I said, this was being run like a bank, and ended up being a lot of problems with that. And yeah, I don't think anybody is like, if you're calling for the government to come in and fix crypto, then it's just going to destroy it completely.
Mm-hmm.
G-Man for 2. Way down on Rachel Levine's past to surface now.
Oh, yeah.
Don't have to wait. I mean, that person's just a fucking freak of nature. People in the Rumble chat commenting on the liberal women and what they look like. And it says, I'll take Lauren Boebert every day. Yeah, I agree. Not much of a decision when you're looking at that.
Yeah, I heard that. It's wild, man.
Real quick, I wanted to go to this thing. I don't know if we have time. We don't have time to read this entire thing, but Jack Dorsey is continuing to speak out about
Jack
Twitter.
Dorsey.
I
have zero respect for Jack Dorsey in any capacity. I don't care how much he tries to own any of this. He's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit who hired people like Yoel Roth and Vagina to run his company, essentially, and then ban sitting president of the United States of America. He's responsible.
Here you go. So let's pull this up real quick. My fault alone. Jack Dorsey takes blame for the scandals revealed in Twitter files. It's funny that he's coming out because, like, to me, it almost seems that Jack Dorsey's not getting enough criticism in the Twitter files. That's what it seems like to me. But I don't know if it's carefully cultivated that way. I'm not sure. Twitter co-founder Jack Dorsey's taken full responsibility for the social media platform's many failings, admitting he completely gave up, pushing back against powerful activists in the company. The site's former CEO took full blame in a blog giving his take on the Twitter files, which have exposed a series of extraordinary behind-the-scenes maneuvers buckling to political pressure, starting with censoring the exclusive exposés on Hunter Biden's laptop. He now believes Twitter should have stuck to 3 core principles, and he did put that in this entire post. There's a lot of conversation about the Twitter files. Here's my take and thoughts on how to fix the issues. I'll start with the principles I've come to believe based on everything I've learned and experienced through my past actions. 1, social media must be resilient to corporate and government control. Agreed. Only the original author may remove content that they produce. That's a huge one. And 3, moderation is best implemented by algorithmic choice. Now, in terms of the original author, that makes it a sticky situation when you're talking about like illegal things. I don't think he's talking about actually illegal things like CP and disgusting things like that that have been a problem on Twitter. But moderation is best implemented by algorithmic choice. What that means to me is that right here, he's going to explain it. I don't believe a centralized system can do content moderation globally.
Did we lose him? I thought it was me. I think we lost Ryan. I don't have any control over the StreamYards either. I wish I could blow, like, I wish, Steph, are you here?
A company or
oh, there we go. He's still reading. Let's see how long this takes. Nothing. All right. So Ryan is frozen. So now he's just gone. Now he's back. Now he's back.
God damn it. My internet went out and I had to switch to my freaking hotspot. So how did I freeze?
It was pretty funny. You were just like,
when did I stop talking?
I don't even know. I lost track. Because I thought it was me for a minute, okay? Because you know sometimes there's like a little stutter. Sometimes I'm like, okay, so I just sat here really like this, and then all of a sudden you just kept staying frozen, and I'm like, okay, I guess. And then all of a sudden you went, and I'm like, oh, and then you stopped again. It's just like because it was catching up, and then you stopped again.
God damn it. Well, whatever. Either way, I don't know where I stopped in that, but here it is. So Jack Dorsey says the more localized, the better. Instead of a company or government building, controlling these algorithms, people should be able to choose from algorithms that best match their criteria or not have to use any at all. A follow action should deliver every bit of content from the corresponding account, and the algorithms should be able to comb through everything else through a relevance lens the individual determines. So basically he's saying what you see should be based on what you want to see. You know what I mean? That's what Jack Dorsey's whole new thing is. Now,
yeah.
I don't know how to feel about this entire thing. He just seems like such a dude who will like bend over at every opportunity and take blame on himself, like for whatever, just to make it look good. I don't know.
I know exactly how to feel about it. Jack Dorsey's a piece of shit and he can go fuck himself. I have absolutely no sympathy for him whatsoever. This is the same shit that you see when these fucking celebrities or somebody like a Logan Paul. Logan Paul will be a piece of shit for his entire life until he gets to the point where he wants to be, and then suddenly he turns into Mr. We must end racism. We must own our white privilege. Now that you're a multimillionaire, now you want a virtue signal. Now you want to talk about doing the right thing. But all those years of being a complete asshole, running around Japan and just being as racist as fuck, you know, suddenly that wasn't a problem when you were elevating. So with Jack Dorsey, now that he's been caught, now that he's been exposed, now that he's been shown to be a piece of shit, now suddenly I want to take responsibility. Fuck Jack Dorsey. Fuck him. I can't stand when people do this shit. Fucking coward. So there you go. That's my take on
it.
You're having all kind of problems.
Did you see that? Did you see that show or I Show Speed or whatever? Did you see that clip he had at the World Cup?
Yes. Yes.
I'm trying to find it.
It's really funny.
Like imagine if I did that.
Oh, you'd be done. You'd be done. To be fair, I Show Speed's he's got a lot of strikes. He's gotten a lot of trouble over the past year for a lot of shit, dude. I Show Speed's been in hot water a lot.
He's such a freak. Like I don't get the appeal, but here's an XQC clip of him doing it. All right, well I'll show XQC reacting to it. Just you said that, I can't not watch it now. I show speed at the World Cup.
Why you got on Argentina, bro? Konnichiwa? Konnichiwa? No, Chinese. Konnichiwa, Argentina. Point. No, they scored!
Like,
I want to see a I Show Speed RK Outpost crossover. That's what I want to see.
bro,
That's what I want to see.
there's no way. And then he goes and he goes, there are people saying I'm racist. I'm not racist in any way. I said konnichiwa. I thought he was Chinese. I was respecting his culture. Or I thought he was Japanese. And then when he said he's Chinese, I said the nickname that my Chinese friends call me. They call me like Ching Chong Bing Bong or something. Like, I just yelled that at him repeatedly. Holy shit. That was funny.
Oh man,
anyway.
Good stuff.
All right.
Good stuff.
I think we're all caught up here though. Thank you guys for being with us. We like to keep these to about an hour. I think it's working pretty well so far. So but Jeremy, what do you got going? You're about to take a little trip, right?
Yes, I'll be on the road heading to Florida or down to southern or central Florida area, not quite Orlando, but and then I'm going to be out of town all next week, so I'll be off the radar, spend some time with some family, but we'll still have stuff for Geeks and Gamers, don't worry, and won't be doing this show next week, so Ryan will be here again on his channel doing it. And yeah, looking forward to it. So I won't be around for the gaming stream tonight either, but Geeks and Gamers Play will be live. Don't know what game Rolo's gonna be playing, but stay tuned for that.
There you go. Well, thank you guys for hanging out on this still untitled stream. We appreciate all the ideas. We'll figure one out sometime. But we shall see. Thank you guys. We'll talk to you next week. Well, at least I will. Bye.
Bye.